up. The harvester count's still in favor of Protoss user. It's 48 to 34 at this moment, and he's just expanding so late. And we're about to have Colossus on the map very soon. Thermal Lance is on the way. This is going to be a really tough position for him to come back from. He's going to have to start getting Vikings out on the map, and there are a couple in production as we speak. But will it be enough?
You know, I definitely agree with you on that point. But I think that harassment, you know, bought Pokebunny the time he needed to continue macroing up, get those 2 racks, get that command center up and turning into an orbital now. And looks like he is moving out with a Viking, a Medevac, and some scary Marine Marauder, and we really don't quite have the Colossus out yet. It will be popping soon, but that extended Thermal Lance only just halfway done now. And gearing up looks like for another drop with that Medevac.
Yeah, we do have a small engagement here. Stim is happening, a couple force fields go down, pretty good placement. Spreading out the Terran army. I think he's going to mop this up very easily. Colossus are reinforcing, and yes, Pokebunny is retreating. Finishing off his rocks here, and he's going to probably definitely take that 3rd as it goes down at the gold expansion. And if he can successfully gets this base up, his economy is going to explode. I just don't know if VTPokebunny is going to have a chance to come back. I feel like he's so far behind at this stage of the game.
Certainly, I mean, and we see, you know, the 2 Colossus out, extended Thermal Lance and +1 about to finish. I wouldn't be surprised if we see, you know, the next Colossus or 2 wander their way up there and then a push happen immediately after that.
Yeah, Shin has such a supply lead at this point too. It's a 50 supply and only about 20 of that or so is wrapped up in harvesters. So either way, he's got a bigger army and he's got more workers, and that's where you want to be at this stage of the game. His main is almost mined out, so I would expect quite a few of those to be transferred, and there they go to the gold base.
We do see Pokebunny, though, moving out with this force. Got 4 Vikings there. Viking is, of course, doing bonus damage to armored units like those Colossus. But the Colossus with +1 attack and +1 armor on the way. Another Colossus in production. And one just kind of hanging out here at the natural. I think he maybe is a little bit out of position. There he goes. He's grabbed. And now we're going to have 5 Colossus on the field. 2 Stargates going down. You might see some of that Phoenix, you know, Colossus play, which is so effective against, you know, the Viking composition.
Absolutely. We do actually have a drop going on here in the main, picking off 4 Stalkers. He did snipe the Medevac, so it's only a matter of time, I think, before these good things are going to be down. But this is the kind of thing he needs to do.
Let me, you know, interrupt you there, as we do see a push up the middle toward pushing VTPokebunny back, and he does pull back. I thought we might have had a huge engagement there. And now back to this drop in the main, sniping a lot of pylons.
Yeah. And he's actually supply blocked now, so this is going to, like as you mentioned earlier, buy him even more time. The main army is coming to clean this up, so he's going to get these pylons back up, and he's still in a really good position. VTPokebunny does not have any Medevacs out on the field, which I really think is going to hurt him. He's got a lot of Vikings, but he needs both. He needs those Medevacs, and being so far behind, as we mentioned earlier, in the economy, I think is the reason why he just doesn't have them up.
I certainly agree, but we do see a lot of Vikings on the field. That is 11 Vikings, I believe, and we do see, of course, a ton of Marauders going to be fairly effective against, you know, that Colossus composition that we do see Shinya having. It's all going to come down to force fields and unit placement in this engagement, I think.
Absolutely, that is a lot of Vikings, and they can start really doing some quick damage, focus firing those Colossus down. They are moving away from each other. We're about to probably have an engagement here, though.
Oh, and look at that! Shinya taking out so many of those SCVs. Pokebunny, whose economy has been battered the entire game, taking another hit. And we do see engagement from the wrong sides from both players. The Vikings going to work on this Colossus. Force field's finally going down. I think we might end up with a situation there where VTPokebunny does not have any ground units and has nothing but Vikings, which are not too good against Stalkers and Zealots.
No, definitely not. He just doesn't have it. And there's the GG.
I definitely think that we saw a little bit of an overmake on those Vikings, and that really cost Pokebunny the game. But great play by Shinya, you know, opening with that, you know, 1 gate and then grabbing those 2 additional gates to be safe from any pressure from the Terran, expanding behind that as he did the push up. Brilliant play through there, and great pylon placement, stopping that first Marauder Marine medevac push through the back, and good harass prevention as well, defending his main pretty well throughout that game.
Yeah, you know, he really did a good job forcing VT to not take his expansion the first time he wanted to. And like you mentioned about those pylons, I mean, those are the kind of things that can let a Terran sneak back into the game. So intel is everything in this game, as we both know. And seeing those pylons there, Pokebunny has absolutely no choice but to unload and go for them. He can't just fly over them, or, you know, they'll get picked off. So
I completely agree, and you know, we're gonna go ahead and jump out of this game again. Once again, this was Gwin and Rohans casting for LZURUHA Gaming. Please check us out at LZURUHAGaming.com.
yeah, thanks for tuning in, guys. More to come.
Definitely.